Now, this is chapter 18. You have no idea.
I know, eventually. If I could see him, it was still true for Warrior.
Yep.
And how do you know this?
Not yet, the flea.
Of course.
I know. This is supposed to happen from Mario.
Not yet, the flea.
Of course.
Whoa. Well, I was concerned about that.
Yep.
Okay. If you said so.
Not yet, the flea.
If I could see him,
Get that happen from Mario.
Okay. If you could see him, by the way. I guess. Or that's gonna happen from Mario.
Right, of course.
I know, eventually. If I could see him. I guess that's still true.
Yep.
Okay. Know what to do, and if I could see him, we can't let that happen, right?
Not yet, the flea.
Of course.
Okay, so you figured out this before?
Not yet. If I could see him, we can't let this happen.
Right, of course.
Okay. I see I figured this out, but this is not gonna be okay.
Yep, I figured out this from earlier. Even since, by the way.
I know, it's still kinda off, actually.
Not yet, definitely.
Of course. Come on. Nope.
Okay, I was concerned about that.
I know, I was concerned about that before.
On. Okay, how are you gonna... I have no idea.
Come on, and... I was not that close. Okay. Nope. If I assume, can't let this happen.
Right, of course.
I know, it's still kinda obvious.
Okay, and going on. Not this close, and... Ah, I was not that close.
Okay.
Come on, and... Ah, okay.
Over by here. Okay.
Alright then. Need to figure this out.
Yep. It was still kind for some reasons.
Of course, you have no idea.
No, eventually.
Okay? If you consume.
Yep. Come on, and... Oh, I was not that close.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta figure this out.
Yep. So how are we gonna figure this out? I don't know yet, definitely.
Of course, happens for a while.
Yep, I guess that's still true.
Ah, I was not that close.
That's okay. We can't let that happen from earlier.
Right, of course. If I had to figure out this motivation.
It might be if I consume.
Right, of course. Come on, in. Okay, I was not that close.
Yep.
That would be a triple up.
Okay.
If you can see.
Of course.
Ah, I was not that close.
I know, it was supposed to happen.
I know, eventually.
Okay, you have to move this motivation.
No, it was supposed to happen, usually.
Of course, you have no idea.
I know that, eventually. It's supposed to happen, right?
Yeah, of course.
I know, it's supposed to happen for a while.
I know, it's supposed to happen.
Of course.
You have no idea.
Yep. Okay. That was not that close.
Yep, you can't figure this out. For some reasons, if you can see it.
Okay. I guess he's still kinda familiar. Come on, and okay.
Knew this was supposed to happen. If I was getting some ideas, it might happen.
Come on, and I was not that close.
I know, it was supposed to happen.
Okay. I guess that's still true.
Yep.
Of course. You have no idea.
I know, it's supposed to happen for Mario.
Okay. If you can see him, that might happen for Mario, isn't?
Not yet, definitely.
Of course.
I know. Happens for a while.
And how do you know this?
Not yet, definitely.
Of course. I knew this was supposed to happen for a while. If I can see him, I can't figure it out. If you can see him.
Of course, it was still true for Mario. If I can assume, I already know this.
Not yet, definitely.
Of course. If you have no idea, I already know this.
Not yet, definitely.
Of course.
I know, it was supposed to happen. If I can see him, I guess that's still true.
Yep. How are you gonna freaking tell?
I don't know yet, definitely.
Of course. I knew this was supposed to happen, if I could assume.
Yep.
So, you didn't know this yet?
No, not yet. It was supposed to happen for Mario. If I can see him.
Right, of course.
I know, it's supposed to happen.
So, you didn't know this?
No, not yet.
Okay. Why is Spoon stuff for Mario?
I don't know.
Of course.
I know, it was supposed to happen. If I can see him, it's still true.
I know, it's supposed to happen. If I can assume, Julie.
Right, of course.
So, you have no idea.
I know, it was supposed to happen. And for Mario, I guess that's still true.
Yep.
So, you can't figure it out?
No, not yet.
Okay.
If I can assume, can't let that happen.
I know, it was supposed to happen for Mario.
Right, of course.
I know, it was supposed to happen. If I could assume it was still true.
Right, of course.
I know, it was supposed to happen. And for Mario, I didn't know this.
Right, of course.
I know, eventually.
Of course.
If you can see him.
Okay.
You have no idea.
I know. It's supposed to happen for Mario, right?
Not yet, fully.
Of course.
I know, it was supposed to happen for Mario. If I can see him.
Right, of course. You have no idea.
I know, it was supposed to happen for Mario. Even Sans, by the way.
Right, of course. You have no idea.
I know, it was supposed to happen earlier. Even since, by the way.
So, you didn't notice yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
If I could see him, it was still cool, right?
Not yet, fully.
Of course.
If you can see him.
Whew. Yep,
You have no idea.
I know.
Eventually.
If you could see him.
Of course.
Yep. You have no idea.
I know. It's supposed to happen, right?
Not yet, definitely.
Of course.
Yep.
If you can see him.
Yep.